It's fine. He can talk more about this album that I definitely did not like.
Wow. Okay.
Wow. Okay. To copy what Derek said. If Not For Me have dropped their sophomore album, Everything You Wanted.
'Cause I can't fight this by myself. With your hands around my throat, watch me while I choke.
This is their second?
This is their second
I didn't know
album.
that. I did not know that.
Yep. And, I have waited so long to talk about this one. Feel Me Now might be one of the most underappreciated songs of last year.
Yeah, you're totally right. That's by far the best song on this album.
Yeah, it's not. It is
even
like
close.
I get vibes of Dial Tone by Catch Your Breath from Feel Me Now.
Oh, you just ruined it for me.
Not in the sense that like, because Feel Me Now actually has a breakdown.
In popularity, like
in popular, like Feel Me Now should be the breakout song in the same way that Dial Tone was. It is that fucking good.
I feel like it did get traction because of
it kind of did, but I still don't feel like it's gotten
not
enough.
as much.
Yeah. It's just like, how did I not let this end up in my Spotify Wrapped last year? Is fucking criminal. It's that chorus of "With Your Hands Around My Throat and Watch Me While I Choke." It's "Pray for Us." It's just, oh my, it's so fucking catchy. And then the breakdown as well. And yeah, there are some strings. The instrumentation, the riffs are sick. Feel Me Now is quite possibly the best album opener I've heard all year. Actually, I would have to look through them all again, but tentatively I'm saying Feel Me Now is best album opener of the year, and probably not close.
Novocaine.
Okay, maybe.
Bro,
maybe.
no way you say it's better than Novocaine.
If I have to be so for real, Feel Me Now is a bottom 2 song on this album.
No.
That's
no.
so wrong.
But it is still really good, which shows how consistently strong this album is.
See, I don't know how I feel about this album. I know we're supposed to tell about our feelings on albums here, but I don't know how I feel about this album.
You're very like 50-50. Like some songs are good, some don't do anything.
Yeah, I don't know. I think I need more time with it.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I've only listened to the album once, and I've listened to Feel Me Now a bunch. Like, I've had that in my playlist since like January, honestly. So that's when I found the song.
Mm-hmm. So beyond Feel Me Now, let's talk about the other songs on this album. Another song we didn't get to talk about is singles Demons, track 4. Nearly put it into our, I want to say, June recap last year. Is the lead single for this album. And another song very similar to Feel Me Now, with really sick opening riff, fantastic chorus, sick breakdown. I think Feel Me Now just does all of that just even better. The standout new song for me here, though, is track 5, I Don't Want to Be Here. Derek, did you enjoy that song at all?
Oh, absolutely.
Okay.
I enjoyed everything on this album.
I Don't Want to Be Here is the rare trope of metalcore scene song that follows an EDM song structure, and I fucking love it. Where the chorus is like a build into like a drop, but with guitars. And it's so good. The No More Waiting, I'm Tired of the Rise and Fall, just like You Never Cared at All. And then you get the sick riff with some synths behind it. It's so good. It's definitely the song I've gone back to the most, excluding the singles. But other than that, like, the other new songs on here are really good as well. Lost Cause, The Wait, and Tragedy. Tragedy is the closer, is really solid. This is a very consistent metalcore album, front to back. If you like, I kind of want to call it generic metalcore, like with more elements of post-hardcore. It's not like Wage War type metalcore, if you think back to like some of Wage War's older albums anyway, not the new stuff. It's like, it's post-hardcore meets metalcore, but it's not like full-out aggressive metalcore.
It's bands influenced by Bad Omens.
It's Until I Wake.
But it's the successor to Until I Wake.
I think that this band only has up to go from here, I hope, because the thing that makes it, if you even can call it generic, because I think there are some things on here that really kind of keep their own identity and are just, more, they're done well.
Just need to be fleshed out.
Yeah, I think the biggest and it bothers me because it's demons for me is my biggest issue with this album, and not in the sense that the chorus I think is the catchiest chorus on here. I get it stuck in my head all the time. I've listened to this album I think like 5 or 6 times at this point. Um, it's just there's so many themes on here that I feel like have been done to hell and back
That's true.
that
Yeah.
that's what makes it feel more generic. Isn't necessarily the sound. I mean, like there are a lot of bands that have done this sort of sound, but you know, it's still good. I don't feel like it's been done to death. It's just the some of the lyrical content is like, okay, I've heard this before done in this sort of style. Like you're doing it well, but you're not adding anything new to it. That's the one big drawback from this album. I think the quality of these songs in terms of like whether or not they're good, you know, the instrumentation, the vocal delivery, like great. Better than a lot of bands doing this sort of thing that are bigger, in my opinion. Like they, especially the clean vocals on here are in particular really, really strong. Not to say that the uncleans aren't, but to me that was the highlight of this album. It's just I'm left wanting a little bit more. I want a little bit more depth. I want them to explore like a concept. Like I feel like the pieces are there for them to be capable of it, so let them take it to the next level. To me, this is not that next level. It's a great, extremely solid starting point that is going to end with me putting 8 out of 10 of these songs in my playlist and having this be one of my go-to albums for if I'm like doing work or something. Like, don't get me wrong, it's very solid, but I need something a little more, and it isn't there. This to me feels like a step up from that Palisades album from last year, but a step down from say a Windwalkers. Like it's almost there. It's got.
It's
all the
funny because I
pieces.
was gonna
Give
say
me
like
something great.
I made the Windwalkers comparison of like dark horse potential for some band last episode. I think maybe in January. But this, if not for me, album has that like Windwalker's Dark Horse top 10 contender type of energy where it probably just falls short of my top 10, but it's still very fucking good.
I would be genuinely surprised if this doesn't end up somewhere in at least my top 20. It's still a great album.
I put this more in the like in the realm of Catch Your Breath, in my opinion.
Yeah, I
think they're very similar actually. Like I know I made the
no, sorry, go ahead.
joke earlier, but no, go ahead.
I was just gonna say that to me, because I'm glad you said that because I wanted to make this point when I first listened to it and I forgot about it. This is what the Catch Your Breath album should have been, in my opinion. I think that Catch Your Breath album was too long and overdone, and I feel like this feels more like a proof of concept that the Catch Your Breath album could have been. I think the peaks of that album are stronger than the peaks here, but like this is a really well done 10-track. Like if I had to make a list or ranking of all the like 10-track post-hardcore albums out there, like I feel like this is up there. You know, like it's really strong. I don't know. I feel weird because I feel like I have more negative than positive to say, but it's only because this album is so good that I feel like it could be something more, you know?
My opinion is I think the things that this album does well are very easy to just say, like, whereas the problems or flaws this album has are very nuanced.
Yeah. It's a good con. I'd still recommend this album in a heartbeat. I really enjoyed this. This has been my probably most listened to album of the year so far, even if it's not my favorite. Like it's a very easy in and out. What is it? 10 song, 33 minutes. Like easy to digest. Doesn't overstay its welcome. Is really great at what it does. Like if I got like a 12-track album from this band that explored a little more deeper into certain subjects and topics, easy top 10 contender. Like
did you ever listen to their debut album or no?
I think I did back when it dropped. Let me see.
Because the debut album had a song called Powerless on it, which is this it's a slow ballad build song. And I feel like that's kind of what this album is missing. I would have loved to see them do another rendition of Powerless with like a very slow, like minimal guitar, minimal drumming even, really just focused on the clean emotional voice that the guy has here, and then because I feel like that would add a lot of variety to this song. Because other than "I Don't Want to Be Here," which has a very unique song structure, I do feel like most of the songs here follow that fairly basic intro, verse, chorus, bridge sort of structure. And I feel like having one more song that kind of throws a loop in that formula could have done this album some favors. But again, like, the flaws with this album are really nuanced. This is a really solid album front to back. And that's something that I really enjoyed. My second favorite album of the month.
I'm very sad. I wanted to enjoy this so bad. I waited to listen to all of his singles and was like, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it. It's not for me. It is specifically the Uncleans, and it's a fucking bummer because it's the same thing with Catch Your Breath, where the Uncleans ruin it for me, unfortunately. Mind you, my most played song as of the last week and a half, 2 weeks, is Tragedy. That's my favorite song off this album, by far.
Tragedy is
as
really
long as you got something to love.
Yeah.
Yeah. I just wish I could love this album as a whole.
Surely there was at least one song on here for Justin. Like, surely there had to at least be one, and I'm glad there is.